All right, let's just jump right in. Think about it. In just 150 years, the United States went from being a regional player to, well, the most dominant force on the planet. This isn't just some boring history lesson. Nope. This is a story about strategy, about perfect timing, and really an absolutely mind-blowing rise to power. So let's put this into perspective. Picture it. 1870. The U.S. is, well, it's basically a developing nation. It's still licking its wounds from a brutal civil war. Now, fast forward to today. You've got a global superpower leading the charge in pretty much everything. The economy, the military, technology. I mean, the transformation is just, wow. It's staggering. So, the big question, the one we're really digging into here, is how? How on earth did America pull this off? I mean, faster than any empire in all of history. Let's break it down step by step. Okay, so our story really kicks off back in the 19th century. You got to think of it like America was building this incredible launchpad for growth. From the very beginning, it was just different. And that difference, well, it set the stage for literally everything that came next. You know, while Europe was just constantly engulfed in wars, tearing itself apart, America was looking inward. It had this secret sauce, this powerful formula. You had a stable constitution, which made people feel safe to invest their money. You had strong property rights, so if you invented something, you got to keep the rewards. And then you had this massive, massive amount of land just waiting, which created this feeling that anything was possible. That right there, that was the bedrock. And then that solid foundation got put to the ultimate test when the Industrial Revolution hit. And I mean, it hit like a tidal wave. Suddenly, railroads are crisscrossing the country, stitching it all together. Factories are popping up everywhere you look. And this is so important. You have waves of immigrants coming in, providing the muscle to run the machines, and, just as crucially, a ton of fresh ideas. And the result of all this? Get this. By 1900, before the World Wars, before all the chaos of the 20th century, America was already the biggest industrial economy on the planet. It was a giant just waiting in the wings. But it needed one more push, a catalyst, to really step onto the world stage. And what was that catalyst? Well, it was chaos, the two world wars. Now, for Europe, these wars were an absolute tragedy, a complete devastation. But for America, they turned out to be the single biggest accelerator of its power, ever. This is where America's geography became its superpower. Think about it. While Europe's great cities and industrial centers were being turned to rubble, the U.S. homeland was completely untouched. Safe. Its factories weren't just sitting there. They were running 24/7, churning out weapons, supplies, and making loans to, well, pretty much everyone involved. So when the dust finally settled after World War II, the United States was holding, wait for it, half. A full 50% of the entire world's industrial wealth. Just let that sink in. This was a level of economic dominance the modern world had never, ever seen before. Okay, so you've got all this power. Now what? See, having power is one thing, but keeping it, that's the real challenge. And America understood this. After the wars, it didn't just sit back and count its money. No, it got to work, actively designing the rulebook for the new global order, making sure it stayed in the driver's seat. And they built this new order on three main pillars. Pillar 1, they made the US dollar the world's go-to currency. Basically, if you wanted to do major international business, you were using dollars. Pillar 2, they set up the World Bank and the IMF right in their backyard in Washington, D.C., which gave them enormous sway over global money. And Pillar 3, NATO. This military alliance basically projected American military might all across the world. So, what was the end result of all this? Well, it's simple, but it's also incredibly profound. America had locked in its position at the very center of everything. Its power wasn't just a temporary thing anymore. It was baked into the system. But the story doesn't end there, because as we move into the later part of the 20th century, the whole idea of what power even means starts to shift. It's not just about tanks and money anymore. America's next big move was into a whole new territory, the world of culture and tech. And this is where we get to a really cool concept called soft power. What is it? Well, it's not about forcing people to do what you want. It's about making them want the same things you want. It's about influencing people through attraction, through persuasion, using your culture, your ideas, your values as your main weapon. And wow, did America get good at this? Its engines of soft power were just unstoppable. You had Silicon Valley, right, creating technology that literally reshaped the globe, and everyone had to have it. You had Hollywood beaming American culture, American stories, American dreams into every living room on Earth. And then you had its universities, pulling in the smartest people from all over, who would then go back home to become leaders, all with a little bit of that American mindset. So you see, American power had evolved. It wasn't just about aircraft carriers and banks anymore. It had gone deeper. It was now psychological. It was digital. It was shaping the very way the world talks, thinks, and even what it dreams about. So if we were to boil this all down, what's the secret formula here? It's kind of like a 4-step recipe. Step 1, build an incredibly strong foundation at home. Stability, opportunity. Get that right first. Step 2, when the world goes into chaos, be ready to jump on that opportunity. Timing is everything. Step 3, never stop innovating. Ever. And step 4, and this might be the most important one, you have to be able to adapt faster than everybody else. The bottom line is this. America didn't just stumble into being a superpower. It wasn't an accident. It was this perfect storm of having the right geography, grabbing the right moments, never-ending innovation, and a very smart, very long-term strategy. And all of that, it brings us right here to the biggest question of all. That formula we just talked about, it worked for the last 150 years. But now, in a world that's changing faster than ever, with new powers rising all the time, the real question we have to ask is, can America stay on top?